What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Mitch. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, hang around for cool car content like this, hang around for my builds and amazing car reviews. Amazing in my opinion. I think they're pretty good. Today we're going to be reviewing a 2013 Subaru WRX STI. This is a hatch. When I went to pick this up, I thought it was a sedan with the wing. No, it's a hatch. And I guess there's a big following for hatchbacks. So if you're one of those people that own one of these hatchbacks, I drove the car a little bit and I know why. The functionality is insane. It's really, really good on these. Plus they look pretty cool. They're very aggressive. I like hatches. I know my dad grew up loving hatchbacks and sedans, so this would be right up his alley. But let's go ahead and jump into the car. I'm gonna do a full review on it, and then when I get done with this review, I'm gonna go ahead and do 5 things that I like and 5 things that I hate about this Subaru WRX STI. So I have the car fully opened up. This entire car is brought to me by West State Motorsports. They are awesome. They have crazy cool inventory. They always have different things that they're bringing me and saying, hey, Mitch, come review this, come check this out. And I never know what they're gonna have, but they do a really good job by bringing people in the Pacific Northwest, where I live, amazing different cars to buy. So if you guys wanna purchase one of these cars, this car is for sale. This exact car is for sale right now. I think they just posted it for sale today, but this is a very special WRX STI. So before we jump into the interior, I'm just gonna go ahead and go around the whole car, close all of the features for it, all the doors, and then here's the motor, which we're gonna be talking about here really soon. This is a crazy engine. We'll talk about it in a minute, but this car is immaculate, and I'm loving black lately. I'm super into black cars. Just recently, I think black cars make everything look a lot better, so I really like the look of this car. Being in a hatch and not being the actual blue, I think that this looks really good. So you can see on here that the manufacturer build date was January of 2013 on this car. So this is a 2013. It is a pretty newer car, and to me it looks really good. That's one of the things is that if I'm gonna buy a hatch, I want it to look slightly more aggressive, and I think that this car did a really good job of it. The gold wheels that the individual put on it afterwards look really good as well. The black and gold is a really popular color scheme. I know some people like it and some people hate it, but they actually look really good. And they're like mint. Look at that. That looks awesome. Also, with these amazing gold, look how nice and mint the lug nuts of black look, paired with these perfect calipers. Look how nice those calipers look. They're absolutely mint. I wish my Evo had that. I no longer have an Evo, but when it had that, my calipers weren't as mint as those, and those look awesome. That actually looks really good. I love this color scheme, the black and gold. The previous one owner, by the way, this is one owner, did a really good job of this setup. I think he had good taste. I like it a lot. So I have a whole build list for this car, which I'm gonna go over with you guys. Before we do, let's just go over, I really like the exterior black paint. Like I said, it looks good. I like the wheels. The overall look of the car is pretty cool. I love this spoiler. I think that's really cool that they put this on here. Without this spoiler, I think that makes a big difference on the way the car looks. It does make it look a lot more aggressive. The individual with the blue tipped exhaust, very common. I'm not a blue tipped exhaust kind of person. I actually removed my blue tips off my MR2 and off my Evo. They both came with blue tips. This is not for me. But that actually looks really good with this car because of the black with the gold. I think it looks really good. Tail lights are pretty cool. They're pretty cool. You know, overall, this car is super functional. And as a reviewer, you know, saying, hey, Mitch, what do you think about this car? And as you've driven it, what functionality? The hatchback is ginormous. So very usable. You can put so much Costco groceries back there. You can put a lot of things. It's very functional. The next thing that you want to go into, I would like to look at, you know, besides the driver's seat, which we'll go into, is the actual interior of this car is spot on. I love the cloth center. It's so, and it's black too, with I think it's pink because the STI. So the black cloth with the leather looks awesome. I love that setup. I think it looks really good. This one's like absolutely perfect too. Mint, it looks really good. The overall interior for being a back seat looks pretty good. I think that this is a little bit higher quality than what my Evo was. And this looks really good for being an STI. I like it a lot. So let's go ahead now Also, which is probably the most important for me and you guys, is going to be the driver. We all care about being the driver position. I would say for being the driver's position, it's very good. It's very standard. It does not feel exotic. It feels like a standard car, which is, if you're wanting like a standard daily driver car, this is a good standard daily driver car. This will meet that need, but this car also gets down big time. The other thing, so the driver's position is pretty good, I would say. I like it. Let's go ahead and turn on the dash so we can look at that real quick. So as we come in here, I got the key to turn on the dash. I do remember that the older STIs had like a blue and pink. My brother-in-law had one of those. That was not for me. So I think that they did a good job with keeping the pink and the stitching, which is cool for the STI, the racing heritage. But I love that they did the black leather and the black cloth. Very comfortable for these seats. The bolstering is not excessive at all. Like, it'll hold you, sort of, but it is not aggressive. It is like half of what the Recaros are, which is good. Some people, because I mean, if you're heavier set, you won't like the Evo Recaro seats, or if you're heavier set, you will hate my Lotus seats. But if you're, you know, heavier set, these are perfect for you. And if you're a skinnier guy, this is pretty comfortable too. It's just, they're just really comfortable seats. So let's go ahead and turn on the dash, and it looks cool. I love that. So that's one of my favorite parts about the STI right there, was that. We're gonna watch that again. Is when you turn it on and all the dials go up like that. I think that looks really cool. I love this center dash, the center tack. The center tack is very cool in my opinion. It reminds me of my MR2. I think that center tacks look really cool. It looks like a lot like the FRS. This one does go to 8,000. I wish it went to 9,000. The speedometer goes up to 160 miles per hour, which is pretty cool. You know, my MR2 goes to 140. You know, I have like a Chrysler SRT 6 goes to 200. I always think it's cool when that's a higher number. I think they should have put that to 180, like my Evo. And then they should have put the Revelator in 9,000. I think that would look cool. Overall, I like how the temperature goes from low to the middle, like as it rises. I think that looks cool on this circle over here. And I do like the 3 circles look. I think that looks very good, and they did a good job on that. This individual car also has a boost gauge right up here. If you guys can, let's get real close into it. I don't know if it'll let you look in there. Yeah, there it goes. Focused. A very nice radio, a Pioneer radio, and it matches. This Pioneer radio matches this car perfectly. I do not know if this is from factory or not. If it is, it makes sense because these almost look pink right here, and they look really, really good. The knobs, they're pretty cool. It's fine. I mean, it's not luxury, I'll tell you guys that. It is good, and it does the job of being what this car needs to have, which is AC, you know, all the climate controls. It's normal. It's not fancy. Now, I do like the STI badge right here. I think that looks really cool. I love that a lot. It makes me feel special, actually. Every time I go down, if I was to shift, I would just see the STI badge there. I think that looks really cool. And in addition to that, it has the STI in the tachometer and on the steering wheel, and I really like the steering wheel. They did a good job with the steering wheel. I like the look of it a lot. I like how it kind of slopes down. It reminds me of my Toyota Celica steering wheel a lot. I like all the extra controls that it has on it. The radio, the cruise controls on it, I like that a lot. I think that works really, really well. All the stalks and functionality is very Japanese, very simple, very user-friendly, all the same. Window switches are all in the exact same spot. This is a cool car because it has the special leveler, so you can adjust the where your headlamps look. So if you want them to look closer to the ground, or if you want to look further ahead, it has that. That is a special option on a lot of older JDM cars. I don't know if that's factory, but I really love that you have that adjustability. And I do like that it does have a traction control button right here, so you can do that on and off. That's pretty cool as well. It's cool because you can actually it's kind of hidden. It's not like plain view, it's actually kind of hidden. So if you take it off, like if you have a passenger, they won't even know, and then you can just kind of let it rip. It's pretty cool, I like that. This car also has a cob. I think it's cob. Is it cob? It does have an access port. I believe it's probably cob. That comes with this car. So if you were to buy this car, it does have that. It also has a cob, probably a short shifter. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at the build list. Cob knob. As I drove here, it is very good. The transmission goes very good. It's very notchy. Goes right into the gear. It's very, very short throws. Look how short the throws are. I like that. I also like when cars do have the release to get over in reverse. I think that's pretty cool as well. Probably the coolest part of the car is this whole thing right here. So it has the sport mode, so you can turn these, you know, what you want to do: sport, sport sharp, SI drive, push for intelligence. So that's really, really cool that it has all this. I like that a lot. I think that's awesome. It reminds me when on my Evo, I actually had mine on my dash over here where I could do tarmac, gravel, snow. On this car, you can kind of do these similar controls of what you're doing or what you're wanting to use the car for right here. And it looks cool because the passengers are able to see it. I also like that it has heated seats. It's kind of funny, it has this roller. This reminds me of when I used to fly airplanes. It has a roller, you can roll it on and you can roll it back, but it does have heated seats, which is really cool because again, I like these seats. They look good, they're comfortable, and now they're heated. They are very comfortable. They're just not aggressive bolstering in my opinion. I do like how it has all the matching pink and black. I think that looks really, really good for it. Another thing I like is that this dash is black too. I think that's really good. That looks pretty modern. This is a 2013, so I think they did a really good job keeping with the times. Overall, the whole car actually looks very good and very modern in my opinion. Very functional. Nothing's really out of place or looks goofy. I think it actually looks pretty sleek and pretty sexy for being, you know, a hatch. The interior looks really, really good. Okay, so enough with the interior. Let's go what we're all here for. What you guys want is we're going to talk about the build of this special, unique car. This is why we're here. Again, I love the functionality of the hatch. It looks really good. So the first mod that's always the best is, you know, it's just the best mod there ever is. Gas struts. I don't know if that came from factory or not, but gas struts are the best thing. If you don't have gas struts, you got to get in the future and get gas struts. So first off, I think the build is pretty aesthetically pleasing in my opinion. Everyone likes ETS. ETS is expensive. That's what it should be called. It should be called expensive turbo stuff. That's what ETS should stand for. I just made that up, but that is so true. I like the brand Perrin. Perrin's a cool name. I like it, and it looks good back there. I love the red intake manifold. I think that looks really good. This car has a ton of modifications for it. So let's go ahead and jump into them real quick. So a lot of things are pretty visible, which I can just say that it has. So the ETS, wrinkle black charge pipe, a tile blow-off valve, which looks really good. That red tile blow-off valve looks really good. Has an intake filter down over here. It has a Mishimoto's, hold on, there's a loud car going by. Yeah, it has a Mishimoto radiator, and then it has a Grimspeed. What? I didn't know that. Grimspeed, I didn't know they made Grimspeed made front mount intercoolers. So another big modification that this has is it does have injector dynamic fuel injectors, 1300 cc's. Those are big boys. Those are big boys. Cobb tuning for flex fuel, which those two combined are about $2,000. Crazy expensive. It does have a fuel pressure regulator, which is kind of cool. You can see that right there. Tons of just this huge build list I'm going through right now. The big thing, some of the big ticket items is a Blausch Dominator inlet turbo. So I think it's for the turbo. There are just a huge list. I mean, I just have a huge list of aftermarket parts on here. The car itself is probably like $30,000, $25,000. The total build list is another $30,000. So whoever bought this car had no expenses paid or spared. They paid every expense in full. They had it. This is a full build. Of course, the red or yellow top Optima battery, but lots and lots. And if you guys want the full exact build list, I will have the link for this car below. So without further ado, I feel like I've showed you guys the entire car and what I like about it. So far, so what we need to do is, with all cars, we need to drive it. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and take it for a drive. Let's go. All right, let's get that first start up. Subi Rumble. So the first thing I noticed when I got in the car and started it up is you definitely get that Subaru rumble. It is just so apparent. I love that. I mean, it literally is shaking the chassis when you rev that, and it is a cool feeling. It makes it feel powerful. So let's go ahead and throw it in first, and let's take off. Very, very easy clutch, to be honest. And it is a stage 3 clutch. Very easy. Easier and lighter than my Evo. Not as light as my stage 2 MR2 clutch. Last time I did a review, not last time, but one of the reviews I did, they said, Mitch, will you go on the highway with the car and tell us how it feels? Because I did more in-town driving and just explaining that. So yeah, we'll go on the highway with this one. First off, again, the transmission, awesome. Feels good, pretty notchy. I've been in a lot of Subarus and their transmissions or one of their fast racing points. What do I mean by that? It means is that you can just absolutely run through the gears very quick. They're very, very quick, and they seem to be pretty strong from what I've heard. I've never met anyone that has blown up a transmission in an STI or anything like that, or an issue. So, you know, driving them, they are pretty enjoyable. Very notchy. I like it a lot. So let's go ahead and bump it up again. We're going up a hill. You know, we're hanging out in the 2,000 to 3,000 RPM range. We're gonna let the car warm up a little bit more, and then I'll open up to it. Again, the driver's point of view is very good. I mean, I feel like I'm driving a normal car, and I actually feel like I'm sitting up a little bit too. So it's a very good driver's point of view. Handling, pretty good so far. It is a WRX STI hatch, and it does have its weight. I can feel the weight in the car, but then again, I just drove a 2,000 pound car to go pick this car up. So the turning radius is pretty good. I did just turn around. I am gonna open it up a little bit. I'm gonna put it in second because I haven't really felt the power yet, and I don't wanna scare myself. So let's go ahead and put it into second and see how it feels. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. That is bonkers. That is bonkers. Yeehaw! Did you guys see that? Whoop whoop! Yeah, so the car really, I don't know if you guys followed that little clip there because it accelerated really, really quick. Definitely top end power. Definitely. You know, we're gonna go ahead and get up here on the highway, merge a little bit. Let's just see this real quick. Yes, that is awesome. It sounds good too, really good. This is such a fast car, but here I'm gonna floor it. So you guys can see it's a turboed car. There goes another Subi. Yeah, it is definitely a Subaru. It's very, very good sounding, this one is. When you wrap it up and you can hear listen to the turbo sucking air. That's awesome. Do you guys hear that? Oh, it sounds like a little airplane. It is pretty cool. I love that. Very, very good build. This thing is very, very fast. I do want to get in third because first and second kind of pretty scary. You know, I just don't want to use them in town too much. So let's get on the highway and play with third and fourth. All right, so we're going around a big corner here, and let's feel the handling. Steering wheel, very heavy, very direct. Not for being a hatch, it doesn't really feel like there's that much body roll at all. It is super responsive. Like, this is awesome. I do feel like I'm in an oversized go-kart, to be honest. So we're gonna go ahead and merge on the highway. We'll go ahead and do this now. We'll get into third gear. And then we'll do a third gear pull here. So we're gonna get in the fast lane. And this is just gonna be, so 3, 2, 1, full power. Yeah, that's fast. Yeah, this is no slouch. It gets up and goes. Let's roll the windows up, see how we get per, you know, because to me, honestly, this is a very cool car, but it's people that buy this car, or I imagine this is probably not going to be your show car because it's not like exotic looking, to be honest. Let's be honest, it's not exotic looking, but it does get down. This is a sleeper for sure. I think this is definitely quicker than my Evo. It is very quick. Let's go ahead and throw it into 6th gear. So yeah, it feels pretty good. We'll get up to 60 miles an hour here so that we can just, you know, listen if there's any droning. And I'll say no, not really. There's not too much droning for what the power is. You know, hey Mitch, is it a bad daily driver? Is it really loud? No, it's pretty good. I think the car has a lot of, you guys can see, but it has a lot of dampering into it. And it's pretty good. The other thing I like that's pretty cool now is that you can hear the whistling when you give it a little bit. So let's say we're not going crazy, because you're not going to always go crazy, but you need a little bit. So, you know, look at that. Oh, that sounds so good. That little, I love that. What a good job with that build. And then we can watch it also build boost, a little bit of boost up here. So, you know, it's building a little bit of boost right there. Very cool. Yeah, very cool. Very enjoyable. I'm loving this car. Yeah, it is very fast though. So I know you guys are here for a little bit of that. So we'll do a couple more pulls, and then I'll finish up this review. And wow, I'm enjoying it a lot. The steering is good. It is heavy. This is heavy steering. It is, I mean, it is just so direct. I feel really planted with this car. Another thing is the low RPMs, you know, honestly, it doesn't feel like there's much power. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't feel like there's much power, but once you wind it up, it really does feel like there's a lot of power. So we'll just be in 4th gear here, and I wanna show you the linear part of the car. So we're going to 4th gear here, and it's predictable on the turbo build, but I want more power on the lower end, personally, but it is crazy fast when you wind it up here. So, yeah, that's very predictable, controllable, not crazy once you get up to highway speeds, and very enjoyable. And boy, the exhaust sounds nasty. It's very aggressive. Ooh, and it gave me a little fire. Gave me a little fire there. I love that. All right, Mitch, what about the braking? It's good. That's what I'd say. It's good. It's not great. It's not excellent. It's good. It's fine. It's right. I mean, it's a heavy car. It is. It's a heavy car. My MR2 is so light. My Lotus is so light that they're just so much more responsive on the braking. But the power that this individual has done to this car to build this car is just excellent. It is so fun. Honestly, I've been smiling a lot. This has been a fun review. This is a fun car. The power, he's done a really good job. I think the black on it looks really good. It's a sleeper, but dang, just when you rev it up, it goes. The other thing is that I did just a review recently on a BRZ with a supercharger, and on the supercharger, the power was there really quick, but it did taper off a little bit. This car is just, the more you go, the more you get to redline, the more exciting, the faster your heart goes. It's very good. I like it, and they did a good job with it. And at the top end, it's pretty predictable. The steering, I just keep on coming back to the steering as we're getting back to head back. The steering is heavy. And that is something that I don't know if it's just to this one, or if it's, I think it's all WRXs. I just can't I don't recall. I've driven quite a few, but the steering wheel is pretty heavy. It is definitely direct, but you'll get a workout by going around a lot of corners with this steering, which a lot of people actually like that. They don't want it to be too floaty, and so this would meet your needs for that. So I did switch over right down there. I switched over to the Sport Sharp. And I don't know if that makes a difference or not. It didn't really feel like any difference, to be honest. So maybe this tune's not, or maybe they are when they're from factory, but no. Again, I love the visibility out of the back with the giant hatch. Visibility in this car is phenomenal. I feel like I can see everyone around me. Yeah, I'm gonna say one more point, because this car gets extra points for this. You can have a conversation if you had someone in here. It is not too much Subi rumble that you can't. I'm comfortable in here, so you definitely can. Correct me if I'm wrong, do they all not come with sunroofs? This car should have a sunroof. Definitely should have a little sunroof button. So maybe this one doesn't, and some of them do. My Evo didn't come with the sunroof, and I wish it came with the sunroof. So I definitely recommend this one having a sunroof. But yeah, I like it. It's good. It's a good car. I love all the black on it, and I love this power is addicting. Oh my gosh. And the sounds the car makes is very addicting. It's a good build. Whoever they spent, it feels like they spent $30,000 on this build. If you've driven the older STIs, the hood scoop is like ginormous. I liked that. I wish I put that on this car. This car's much more sleek, and it feels sleek. It feels like a sleeper. This is a sleeper for sure. The gold wheels are cool on this one because it makes it like, it is a sleeper, but hey, there might be something done to that car, and then you go and drive it on the highway and you just blast past everything. So I do wish the hood scoop was a little bit bigger. So that's my review. It is a fast car. It is fast. It's fast. 431 horsepower, I think, and then 470 something foot-pounds of torque. It has a lot of torque. It does, and it feels good when you get into it right at that top end. So yeah, this is my review of this car. Would I personally own this? No. The reason why is I just had my Evo, and for me, I like the look of the Evo, but for functionality, if I only had one car and I couldn't have like an Evo and an MR2 and a Lotus and whatever I have next, and I just needed one car, like in the area that I live in, yeah, I would take this car. And yes, I would do the same thing. I would build the crud out of it so it's super fast. This thing is crazy fast. It's a very solid build. But for me, I have cars that already meet my other needs, so I don't need this car. But for someone that goes and says, you know, Mitch, should I get this car? If you only have one car and you need a car that has like maybe kids, or a car that has like, you have a dog and you want to put in the background, or you like put stuff in the back of your car a lot, this is a great car. I mean, absolutely. This one car will do it all for you. Plus, this one's fast. And it looks cool. It looks cool. And yes, it is very practical, aesthetic-wise and useful-wise. But this one's a sleeper. So I love the sleeper factor of this car. If you want this exact car, it is for sale. First link in the description box below is West State Motorsports. You can shop this, you can look at their entire build list for this. If the car's no longer available, they'll probably have another sort of similar thing to it, like some kind of STI. They have a lot of WRXs and STIs in their inventory, and I love WRX and STIs. This is a cool car, very cool build. This would probably be very similar if I owned this car and to do this build. So whoever had to own this car, one owner by the way, had very good taste. They did a good job on your build. So if anyone wants this car, it is for sale. Overall, what's my score for it? I'm gonna give it like a 6.5 out of 10, so 6.5. Reason why is because it does a lot of stuff really good, but for me personally, it doesn't do anything like 10 out of 10. So if you, like I said, this is a great car that does everything. If you go, Mitch, I need one car, I'm not allowed, I only have one parking space, I'm not allowed to have other cars, this is a 10 out of 10 for you. But yeah, that's my review of it. I really like the car, it's very cool. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe, stay tuned. I'm gonna do 5 things that I love and 5 things that I hate about this car. So stay tuned for those next videos. Make sure to like, subscribe, swing by MITCHDORE.COMHOW, swing by West State Motorsports. See you guys on the next video.